Hi there, warriors. Can you all hear me? Give me a 5x5 in the chat, please. Perfect, perfect. Hope you are all doing fine. I'm fine. I had a great weekend. I've been working my other job, but right now I have a minute over to make some weekly forecast, and we will look for the month so far and the week that we had and the week that is coming, and see if we can figure out a bias and a narrative for that. We will start with the monthly chart, where we had the target for 22050.50, which we reached this last week. So and that's the CE of the monthly wick, the midpoint of the wick, and we precised it with a daily fair value gap low, and that's why we made this number 22,050. So it's also near a even number, 22,000 even, which is significant for the algorithm. Now for the rest of the month, we are in the middle of it. It's quite hard to make a forecast for the monthly movement, but I think we made the high of the month already. That's what I think, but you never know. We have to get more insights from the weekly chart, in my opinion. So let's get down to it. The weekly chart, we have the weekly analysis for last week was that we have equal highs here. We have a monthly wick CE, and we have a close above the weekly inversion fair value gap CE, the midpoint. It was here, and we had a bit left to reach for our target. So that happened. The last week we went up to the target and we hit it perfectly. And I also told you that we have this fair value gap with quadrants, and I said that we probably will reach our target, and then we will use the quadrants to trade inside of this fair value gap, or that we didn't reach our target and we will trade inside of the fair value gap. So that was my plan for last week, and if we instead went down and closed a daily under the fair value gap of the week, then I would have had wrong, and I would change my narrative to become bearish, but I wasn't. So and we can see that week, even in the weekly chart, we can see that we used the quadrants. Like the low is on perfect on the lower quadrant of the weekly fair value gap, just a little bit lower. We can see how low it is up here. We had the low on 21,471, and we have the quadrant 21,482. So very close. And if we go down to the daily and 4 hours and 1 hour, we will see how we worked the quadrants this week, the last week. Let's go down to the daily. Let's see. The daily. Yeah, on the daily I made the target with the daily fair value gap here. So the low of that one was my target, which we reached. And I also made this line, which were the trend line liquidity, that I thought after we reach our target we probably will hit the trend line liquidity, and we did, but only to the low of this fair value gap, or the lower quadrant of the fair value gap, and we retraced from there. So for next week we have equal lows on the daily. Let's see where the Monday were last week. It was here. Okay, so we can see we work the upper quadrant, the high of the fair value gap, the upper quadrant, the high of the fair value gap, the low of the lower quadrant of the fair value gap. And that's what we can see on the daily. On the lower time frame we can see even more. So we hit our target. I will probably keep that one there. I take this away now. Target for CPI this was, and we reached that one. This is over. Boom. We will get new targets now. The trend line liquidity is broken. We have some gaps, voids. Here we have a daily void. Here we have something else. It's probably in fair value gap. All right. Let's see on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we can see how we worked the quadrants, and we painted above the quadrant. We used the high here, you can see, and even when we on Thursday went down, we went down to the midpoint, and we worked that midpoint up to the upper quadrant again, even more. And we work this daily void where the body stayed below it. So we wicked up, but it's the body that tells the story. And then we went down and closed lower than Friday's 10 a.m. candle, 4 hour candle. So what I can see is that we have reached a higher time frame target, a monthly target. We broke down, break of market structure here, retraced, filled the sell side imbalance, and rejected from the daily void with a close under the last 4 hour candles before that. So that with the daily equal lows here make me bearish for the week. I am bearish until we reach this sell side liquidity. From here we can retrace up again and go for the higher time frame target of the all-time highs maybe, but if we close below, I will say close below on the daily under the weekly fair value gap, then I am bearish long term. Right now I'm bearish until we have reached below here. Okay, so my narrative is like that. If you have any questions, and if I talk too fast or unclear, you can always send me a DM or ask me in the chat or in the comments, and I will answer you as soon as possible. Because I want to make this journey with you alongside, and I want to help as many of you as I can, because I learned from ICT, and I also learned from other people that trade ICT style trading, because maybe they say something a little bit different and make something click, and maybe I can do the same. That's my hope anyway. So feel free to ask me any questions. But for now, my target is here. Boom. Let's make this daily black. Maybe let's anchor a price note. This is my target. Visible on all intervals. So that was my weekly forecast, and I hope you find that insightful. And please subscribe and like and share, and maybe we can get this channel working and spread the word of Viking trading. And I will get you live trades during the week. I will live stream at least 2 times this week, maybe as much as 4. And I will on my X account, Tradkursen, give you quick tips. And on my Instagram, I will give you mindful inspiration and short clip from a live trades. It's Viking__trading. And yeah, follow me everywhere. And I hope I will see you during the week. Thank you very much. And